Welcome back to the Driven to Succeed Real Estate Podcast. I'm your host, Brandon. And today I have a special guest. And I kind of wanted to go through it. It's a little different than we're usual. This isn't about real estate. This might be a little bit about football today. So, my guest today was born in South Carolina, played for the Clemson Tigers, and was the
Go
125th
Tigers, baby.
pick by the Minnesota Vikings in 1992 and played till 2001 as a linebacker. Had 796 tackles, 19 and a half sacks, and 4 interceptions. I'd like to welcome Ed McDaniel to the show today.
What's up? What's up? What's up to all the Viking fans out there in the Midwest?
Absolutely.
Go Tigers, baby.
Everybody knows I'm a diehard Vikings fan. And so, meeting you the last couple of months here, and getting to know you a little bit has been pretty cool. So
What are you talking about the last couple months? I just flew in today from South Carolina.
Right?
Okay. That's why it took me so long to get down here. We was coming down 94. And don't you know, 2 deers crossed the road, and a guy was hunting with a bow, held up traffic for 30 minutes. That's why I supposed to have been here at 11 o'clock. I couldn't get here until 11:30.
Right.
Man,
I was sitting here the whole time.
well, he must have been hungry.
Yeah, right.
I swear to God.
Well, Eddie, one of the things, I grew up, I didn't have the size, I didn't have the talent, but I loved football and, watching the draft process. What was that experience like?
Oh, that experience, like for me, we had we had a group about like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 linebackers, and everybody made it to the pros except for 2. And so we had a great defense at Clemson, and that's what pretty much what we're known for. But on draft day, we had 3 guys being drafted that was in my class that we went to Clemson. Uh, we entered Clemson together, and so as we was exiting, 3 guys got drafted in the first and second round, and we all was watching the draft. So we somebody came up with a great decision. Hey, let's go downtown Clemson and have some fun.
Yeah, of course.
So I was going back to my townhouse, and the telephone rang. And by this time, it's the 5th round, so we done had some drinks and all that stuff
Right.
at my other boy place. So the telephone rang, and the guy said, "May I speak to Eddie McDaniel? This is such and such from the Minnesota Vikings." I said, "Man, stop playing with me. I told you I'd be down there in a second." Bam, hang up the phone. So I get dressed and everything. And as I get out of the shower, get dressed, phone ring again. Said, "Excuse me, this is the Minnesota Vikings looking for Eddie McDaniel because we have drafted him." I said, "Dude, I told you I'd be down there in a second." Bam. So I put on some clothes. As I'm exiting my townhouse, it wasn't mine, it's school townhouse. And the phone rang again. I answered the phone. This guy said, "This is Money Kiffin from the Minnesota Vikings." I said, "That name sounds familiar." Because my first year, Money used to coach at at North Carolina State, and we got on probation that year, so we couldn't get as many kids. And so I remember that name. And I was like, "What? Y'all just drafted me?" I'm like, "Oh, hey."
Oh,
So I go downstairs to the other uh, condo, and I tell them, I said, "Minnesota Vikings just picked me in the 5th round." They said, "Baby, we partying tonight." It was great. It was great.
well,
That I
that
did.
was that was all when it was just draft day on a Saturday, right?
No, I think it was still yet.
Was it or
They had just moved back. They had not moved back. They had just moved to what, a 7-man draft?
yeah,
Because they used to have about like 30. Then they moved to 14 and like a 7-man draft, 7-round draft.
7 round.
And so man, that was great.
Yeah.
And I've been for a fifth round guy, I played for 10 years.
Right.
And so it
You,
was great.
you had the
You
Pro
know,
Bowl in the '98 season, right?
yes, yes, yes. And then I tore up my knee at the same time. Then I didn't have a contract at the same time. And so we was doing a television, me and John Randall was doing with Mark Rosen, a television interview, and everybody loved that show. Man, that show was great.
The Rosen
And
show.
so yeah. And so me and the guys met earlier. We met at JD Hort's with Pat, and everybody up there drinking, and they was up there talking about, oh man, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? I said, what y'all complaining about? I tore up my knee, don't have a contract, and you up there whining because we lost.
Right.
I don't know where I'm gonna be.
All right.
So
Yeah.
I had to go to Vail, Colorado to get my knee done. And they did Stedman Hawkins, they did a great job with my knee because I was walking the next day. But the lady shot up the wrong knee. How you do that? She like, well, I put an X on the wrong knee. Oh, it's killing me. So and once I got back, we was in I was in uh California with my agent, and we went through everything, and the Vikings did a great job. Them and Coach Green did a great job setting up another contract, and it was I forget the linebacker name from Miami, the Dolphins, but we based everything off of him, and it was great.
Yeah. What was it? I mean, Dennis Green was a Denny, right? He was a great coach to play
Coach
for,
Green
right?
had one losing season, great coach.
Yeah.
When I first got up here, you watch NFL films and stuff like that, and it was mostly teams, and the highlights were the defense getting scored on and stuff like that.
Right.
And I'm like, because they always had a great offense. You
Right.
know, they had 3, 4 receivers, and they were scoring and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so when you saw it, it was highlights of our defense. Tony Dungy came in, Coach Green came in, and then I think we was 8-8 first year. And then the next season, next 2 seasons, we was like number one and number two defense in the league.
Right.
So everything started changing. And then people always ask me, Ed, how many quarterbacks did you play with? I said, oh God, I can't even go through all of them.
Right.
In my 10 years, we might have had 8.
Right.
And so we had so many quarterbacks, but that's what it took for us to get in a situation, have a stable offense, and then everything came together. And we did a great job.
Yeah.
And what gets me, everybody call it Tampa 2, Tampa 2. I said, man, look here. Tampa 2, we ran the same defense with Tony Dungy. Ain't actually a Tampa 2. He created that defense when he got a job with Coach Green here.
Right. Well, and Dungy came from, didn't he coach for the Gophers too? If I
I know
remember.
he played at Pittsburgh. I don't know.
I could be wrong. I could be
I didn't know what Minnesota was until I got up here. I'm driving through Milwaukee, 6-hour drive. Oh God.
wrong.
In March,
And
nothing but white snow everywhere. I'm like, what the heck is this?
I suppose growing up,
Yeah.
man, South Carolina, it's a different
Hey,
world.
one of the basketball coaches at Clemson said, Ed, this is a different place, man. It's one of the whitest places you'll ever go to. I'm like, there's no place on God green earth that says it's one of the whitest. Dude, I was driving through Wisconsin. I'm like, he's correct. I have for 6 hours nothing but white snow.
Nice.
God.
So when did you, so obviously to get to even Clemson, playing Clemson and high school, like when did you start playing like
I've
as a
been playing
kid?
football ever since I was 7 years old.
7 years old.
And I love the guys and the people that say, oh, my kid is not going to play football because brain injury, because of this or because of that.
Right.
Cool. Lil Eddie, that's one person. Lil Eddie don't have to compete to be a millionaire on draft day.
Right. Right.
Hey,
I mean, to get to the NFL, to be one of the top, what, 2,300 players
yeah.
in a year, right? I mean, worldwide, it's crazy. I mean,
I would always suggest kids get an education and be a businessman or businesswoman and, do what you got to do.
Right.
because it is that lasts longer than anything else.
Right.
But a lot of other kids don't have any other opportunities but play sports.
Right.
And you have an opportunity, hockey, football, basketball, anything like that, do it.
Yep. If you,
Because if that's your passion, do it. Do what your passion is.
and then,
Because I wasn't going back to South Carolina to catch chickens.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Catch chickens. Oh, what do you think? So fast forward to today, to this year's season with the Vikings, we've had, and it was just it was I think the season was cursed from the beginning when the fumbles were happening, the interceptions, just dumb luck and then
Well,
injuries.
we got this competitive rebuild, and I don't know competitive. I don't even know the meaning of that.
Right.
When you win 16 games one year.
Yeah, we were 13-4 last year, right? In 2000, yeah, it's a 2022 season. It was 13 and
Yeah,
4, and they won most of the games. Every game was by one score, and they're coming back to
I
win. And
I thought you could just add a couple pieces and would be good for this year. How many games we win this year? 8.
we won 8. Yeah, yeah, and we were, and it looked like
How
we were
is
turning the corner in Green Bay.
how's that competitive rebuild doing now?
Yeah,
We had what 4 running backs to make up for one running back we got rid of.
right,
Uh, Quarterback get hurt. Then we find out we don't have any backups.
right.
Uh,
Get luck in a
we got
bottle for two weeks in
we
a
got rid
row.
of got rid of Kendricks, and the best player on the field this year is number 40 linebacker. Nice kid, met him, and so he's the best player on the field, and he was a walk on,
Yeah, undrafted.
undrafted. Oh,
And
how
Jamal
do anybody from the first anybody they drafted from the first year playing
from
the Vikings? Like they, uh,
Addison. Yeah,
no, Addison was drafted last year. They had a extra the first year.
no,
That draft
Addison was
class.
rookie this year.
Yeah, he was a rookie this year. I'm talking about the year before.
Oh, the year
The
before.
year,
Right, right.
nobody.
Oh, yeah, nobody. You're right. The defense, you had, there's you skip all over these names, and I'm big on X or Twitter, whatever, and it just, you're looking at
I
these
wish.
guys that it's
Now,
like,
I wish we would got the center from the University of Minnesota.
Winfield Junior.
No,
Oh,
not
the center,
the center.
center.
Yeah.
Yeah, the center. Right,
Well,
right.
we passed up on Winfield Jr., but he's a free agent this year.
Yeah,
Smith is out there doing everything he can.
right.
You look at it, he probably one of the best safety that we'd had on this team for a long time.
Oh, for
But
sure.
you sit there, if he retire, what we got?
Right. He was playing hurt the last part of the season, I
Uh,
think, right?
he been trying to retire for 4 years.
Hey, but he came here and he's
Yeah.
been ingrained and he wanted to,
Oh,
I mean,
now
retire.
we got to fill a lot of spots that we probably out of. What do I know? I played for 10 years and been a fan for about like 20 years. So I'm like, we need offensive line, defensive line, linebackers. We all at that time we always got safeties.
Right. I mean,
We done brought a lot of safeties in from Clemson.
what, right.
Yeah,
It always goes back when you ever see whatever teams are in the Super Bowl, what are the best things that they have besides like a quarterback, right? You got the trenches. You
and they got
got lines of both sides.
and they usually draft the guys that old guy named Fred Zimberled to say, you make a team off your draft picks.
Right.
And then you can add some other guys to help it out to
Right.
make it stronger. But, whew, man, it's gonna be tough next year.
Yeah. Well, the division is
And
definitely,
Green Bay looking better.
yep.
I think we still could beat Chicago. Oh, come on. Oh,
Hey,
they just bad.
the
And
dysfunctional.
and Detroit, you know, have in 10, 30 years. You ever imagine Detroit to win the division?
Right. Right. They never even had a shot.
Never had a shot.
Right.
It,
They've
it,
had
be, it
two.
was gonna be us and Green Bay, us and Green Bay. And in the middle of the season, you sit there like Love is he's that was a waste.
Right.
But
The end of the
the
season.
last part of the season, last 4 games, I think they won all 4 of them. kid look okay.
He looks like he's the
And
next coming, right? Of like another 3 decades or another decade of
I got one.
quarterback play.
Yeah,
That's been
I got one for you. I call Tommy Kramer. I said, Tommy, you may need to come back because all these backup quarterbacks we got,
right.
they even brought in Tanner Morgan. Tanner Morgan, 70 years old. He
Right?
got an AARP card. Bringing him back for. I'm like, God.
uh,
So now we need a quarterback to back up. We got to bring we have to bring Cousin back. Who else we got?
right.
Cousin sitting in the perfect position. I'm listening to the news. They said our cousin, man, he's out there in the neighborhood. He's giving back. Seems like he's more friendly to the media and everything. Yeah, you pay me $30 million, and don't have to play football.
Right.
I'd be friendly to everybody,
All right.
catching that check.
Some of these are wild. Like, what was who did we pick up? That free agent we picked up this year for 13 million defense. And he, unfortunately had what, high ankle sprain.
He got hurt
Yeah.
about a couple of years ago. I think we did the same thing from a guy from Green Bay.
13
Yeah.
million, right? Played what,
Now
100 snaps.
we got to pay Hunter.
Hmm.
Well, you got to figure out what you're gonna do with Hunter unless you're gonna bring somebody in that could start. And then we got to find a quarterback. Got to find two quarterbacks.
Right.
Either you keep Cousin for 2 more years, you bring a guy in to sit behind him for 1 or 2 years, and the guy understand the game and play.
Right.
You could have two great receivers or a tight end. If you don't have anybody to throw the ball to them, what you have?
They can't go through progressions and
Yeah. And then we didn't have a running back. So
right. I mean, you
and Gasoline Dawes, he ran out of gas.
right. Right.
So,
It was crazy to watch, the regression on our running game. I thought Madison was going to take that step,
mhm.
right? And then we get Cam Akers, bring him in, and boom, there's an
my boy,
Achilles.
a big fan, Terry Noah, and he told me at the beginning, said something, Madison. He said, Ed, every time he played last year, it was in fourth quarter, and all the defensive players are tired, and he just ran over them.
Right.
But it's tough to wear that crown, and you trying to be the man.
Right.
And what he found out is trying to be the man is a tough, it's just tough. John Rundle told me that when you got that crown on your head, everybody's shooting at you.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
at least we got 4 running backs for next year. Somebody should have panned out.
Right. Right. I hope, Cam, I think that's a second Achilles for him too. I think he had another injury on an Achilles.
And
I could be wrong, but he had another.
and Chandler did pretty good.
Yeah.
He's the only one that had 100-yard rushing.
Right.
You know.
That's crazy to believe too.
Yeah. And so
If we, and I feel like the offensive line obviously took a step up from last year to this year, but I think you're right. The center definitely, we need a little bit, unfortunately, I think our center problem is he's just a little bit too small
he's been the center problem for the longest.
for the longest time. Right. Right. Well, what do you think about
Hey,
this year's Super Bowl though?
the truth hurt, but
Right.
yeah,
It is what it is what it
it is
is.
what it is.
It's again,
We've been looking at the same thing. And being a fan, for all the Viking fans out there, we look at this season and say, we're going to the Super Bowl next year.
right.
Always going to the Super Bowl.
always
Always
next
going
year,
to the
baby,
Super Bowl,
right?
baby.
And you were close, man.
Yeah.
98.
We were close several times.
Several times,
Yeah,
right?
several times.
For sure. I mean, I remember the first one where Darren Nelson, and in 87, I think we lost to Washington, and we felt like that was the year, that was the first time we should have had it since the 70s before that, and then Denny Green comes in, changes everything around, and Randy Moss comes, and
Yeah.
so forth. And it just like, I posted something yesterday on 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 Facebook. Right? Anthony Carter was my first favorite player of the Vikings.
That's the only thing I remember growing up because I used to go fishing with my grandma. She worked third shift. I used to go fishing with her in the mornings on Saturdays and Sundays. Now we went to church on Saturdays. And then on Sundays, my uncle them used to play baseball, and we the guys that we were young kids. We caught the foul balls, so we did that every Saturday and Sunday, besides going to church. And when I first got up here, Terry Allen, running back,
Yeah.
I played with him 3 years in college, and then 3 years up here. My first year, I think like I said, we went 8-8. I believe we might have lost 3 games in a row, and then we came back, won one, and lost another one. I come to Terry. I said, Terry, I never lost 3 games in a season in my career. And Coach Ford would have us, we'd have been spring football 4 days.
Right.
He said, Ed, you just in the pros. I said, so I'm a loser?
Loser.
Like, what is this? Oh man, I never lost more than 2 games a season.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm talking about from 7 years old till I got up here.
so when that I was, when I look at NFL players, right? And I'm like, God, if you make to the NFL, you're probably, if not the best player on your team, one of the best all the way through
Hmm.
high school. Get into college, you're one of the best on the
Hmm.
teams, and you get drafted, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, to think about it that way, like you can lose 3 games in a season, here you get less 3 in a row, and you're like, what the hell? Hmm.
Yeah, what is this? But this, like you said, the Super Bowl is the best team that's in there, and you can't count out Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
That kid is the next Tom Brady. He's not there yet, but that kid is unbelievable. He could bring a team. He could, if a team is down with a minute left, he could bring you back and still win the game.
Right. Right.
And I always tell people, for all these quarterbacks that get paid a lot of money, if we're down and you can't bring me back in the last 2 minutes and win the game, why do you deserve 25, 30, or $40 million?
Right. Right.
And if you look at Kansas City quarterback, nobody should be paid more than him.
Right. Right.
He's the man.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
It is, he's versus Tom Brady, right? He's got years to get to that status. I mean, but
Yeah.
he's been to six championship games, 3 Super Bowls. This is the 4th, right?
Why will I pay another quarterback more than him?
Right. Right.
What have you done? And for example, we had a defensive line coach told John Randall one day, John Randall, we in the meeting, John Randall might have been 10 sacks, 50 pressures, sack, fumble, recovered, scored a touchdown. We come in the meeting the next day. Coach told him, what have you done for me lately? His position coach.
Right.
Turley.
Right.
What have you done for me lately? And he told me that story. I'm like, man, told the truth.
Right.
I said, each and every day you got to improve. You got to improve and be better.
Yeah, to be at that level, that's what you have to do, and that's why you get the Johnny Manziels of the world that just they didn't even watch film, right?
And he won $25 million.
Right.
And he choked during the playoff game.
He was doing this in college.
Choked during the playoff game. Like I said, he'll throw 2 interceptions. This other quarterback they play to throw 2 interceptions. Come on, man.
All right.
Can you come back and beat Patrick Mahomes? If you could beat Patrick Mahomes, guess what? You deserve it. If
right.
You ain't, you're not getting it.
Right. And it's just crazy.
Look at Dallas.
Right. They get there.
Gary didn't want to pay Dak all that money, but the media and everything, he deserved it. No, you do not deserve anything.
Mm-hmm.
You got to earn it.
Mm-hmm.
But he got it. I knew Dallas was going to lose because I never seen Dak come from behind to win a game.
Right. They get up comfortable, and
yeah.
He doesn't have that moxie where to bring the whole team together to go back. That's the one thing Brady could always do.
Oh yeah.
Right? Brady would have people playing for him.
And you catch the younger quarterbacks. Brady will always throw check down and the receiver get about an extra 10 yards. That's how he won.
Right.
All these quarterbacks, I'm gonna go for the touchdown, interception, all that stuff. Get the first down.
Josh Allen literally lost that game. Diggs coming across the middle for a first down.
He had a guy in front of him.
That was Diggs.
Get the first down, and guess what? Keep moving the clock.
Because you had a minute 55. Yeah. You knew Patrick was going to come back, even if you scored that touchdown. you can't score right there. And he was
No.
go 2 shots to the end zone, and he could have had that first down.
Oh yeah. And
Uh,
so
it's
that
easy for
that's
me
why
to sit back here and
that's
say,
why I watch little league football and high school football.
yeah, right, right.
They the best.
Yeah, it is because I mean they're just playing pure. Uh,
Yeah. And they do not know at that young age what the older guys should know.
all right, all right. Yeah,
But
growing up, I grew up small town. We had 11-man team, and eventually went to a 9-man team. But
Chad,
we
I
didn't
just
have.
found out Chad Green. I was in Watertown, South Dakota. They said Chad Greenway just lived down the road and he played 9-man football. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
I'm gonna bring that up to him next time I talk to him.
nice.
But I got to give him a lot of love. His daughter, we supposed to have went to the game the other day to watch his daughter play basketball at Providence. She's killing it.
That's
She she was in the ninth grade. She played eighth and ninth grade with varsity, 2,000 points already. I don't know what she got this year. I'm talking about
that's
that girl is killed.
crazy.
She's crushing it.
Crazy.
I'm trying to get her. Chad, she need to go. She need to go to Clemson or South Carolina.
Well,
We need her at Clemson bad. She remind like the girl Caitlin Clark at Iowa. I
well,
watched her 2 years ago. I'm like, this girl is balling.
right. And then, well, didn't Chad go to Iowa?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, little girl, I got to give her some name, love. I don't forget her name. Is it Hope? That went to Hopkins.
I
That's only that's in Connecticut. Oh, she bad too now.
Hmm. Well, UConn is always for
Yeah.
women.
Oh
They can
man.
get anybody they
Yeah.
want, can't they?
But she had 2 knee surgeries. Held her back a little bit. But
Sure.
that girl is bad.
Oh, awesome. Well, Ed, the other thing, obviously, we started talking because I had heard that you had your own hot sauce line.
Yes.
And
Yes. We just came up with it a year ago. Me, Christine, and Karen, and they work for Maudborup, Maudborup chocolate company. Now, if anybody want to get some chocolate, guess what? It's some of the best chocolate out. And they are a Minnesota company, and we do everything here in LeSueur, Plymouth, and it's great. And she had a line of hot sauce, and she said, Ed, she was like, Ed, I need you to help me out with the hot sauce, but you got to take it on yourself. I said, this is too hot because I can't stand spicy food. And one friend told me, talking about, you can't stand spicy food. I said, yeah, but Ed, you from South Carolina. I like to taste my stuff.
right,
I
right.
like to taste the meat.
Hmm.
You know, you put it on, it's great on chicken. It's great on pretty much everything. It's better than Frank's and Cholula. And they were like, Ed, what's going on with it? I say, you don't have to worry about it being, some stuff is too hot.
Right,
It's a couple companies around here. It's just too hot, Minnesota companies.
right.
And a lot of stuff is too hot. And I said, you don't even know you're eating a darn rooster that's 30 years old
Right,
or Brahma bull,
right,
like bodacious.
right.
You don't know it's old meat because it's too hot. And then with this, you don't have to call the fire department to put your lips out. You can taste your meat, and it's great. It give you a shot. It give you a little shot like a bourbon or a Halls, and then it goes away.
Well, I mean, that's what I loved about it,
Yeah.
right? The first time it's a habanero whiskey.
Mm,
It's Fire Dog
yes.
Blitz, right? That's
And then I have guys on my phone. They send me pictures, and they don't put it on pheasant, grouse, fish. They put it on oyster Rockefellers. They put it. My cousin down south. They put it on crawfish, Louisiana crawfish. They put it on everything.
it's good.
They put it on eggs. They put it one guy at Beast Coon Rapids VFW. They put it on spaghetti, lasagna, macaroni and cheese. I'm like, what?
It's the perfect because you can taste the flavor and
Yeah.
it's got the right heat.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
you're not wrong. Like I like hot stuff, but the second that I'm going where I can't even breathe or like this is and I can't taste what I'm
Yeah.
having, it's what's
It's overbearing.
right. No, and this, last night I put it on venison and it was
So
fantastic.
they put it. I had one guy send me some bison.
Right.
I'm like, what?
Yeah. It's
They put it on everything. They put it on, you know,
eggs. I
yeah,
mean, this is by far like Frank's Red Hot, no comparison.
no,
Kahlua, no
no comparison.
comparison. Tabasco, no
No,
comparison. I
yes,
mean, it I love it. And it's in some restaurants, right? But it's
yes,
not in the stores yet, but
not in this. No,
you can
when
get
I,
a bottle. We can get that
yes,
information out for
we'll
people.
get that information out to everybody. But my idea was to go to the VFW and the Legions, and I went to the first ones that helped me out, Richfield Legion, um, BC Legion, Chanhassen Legion, and that may be Richfield VFW, and actually Coon Rapids. So they're the first ones that helped me out with it, and everybody loved it. And then I went, I was going to sports bars to
Mhm.
meet Viking fans,
Right.
the ones that doesn't can't make it to the games and stuff like that. The truth,
Sure.
they're gonna go in there and watch the game.
Right.
So we hit a lot of places up like that, and then I come up here, sign autograph in South Dakota. We got a place in Brandon, South Dakota. Got a place in Watertown, South Dakota. Then we got a place in Iowa, in Bancroft, Iowa. What's up, Brad? He's a big farmer out there.
Nice.
And then and then we're going to Duluth this weekend at Billy's. He helped out. And if you're on your way, for all the Viking fans out there, if you're on your way up there to Duluth, stop at Toby's, Chris and Pam, and we got it there. And the fuse in Harris, Minnesota. I didn't know what the hell Harris, Minnesota was, but hey, we got it there.
That's
And then we got it where else do we have it at? We got Iowa, we got South Dakota, we got it in Hudson. At, we got it in Hudson at a place. Oh God, what's the name of that place?
Is it downtown Hudson?
Downtown Hudson.
Agave?
Oh,
Or there's oh man, I used to be on the river
hold
all
on,
the time.
is it Billy's?
There's it's not at Dick's.
No, Dick's.
Dick.
Yeah, my girl plays at Dick's. Yes. Well,
Dude, I
I
love
done had fun at Dick's.
it.
Nice place.
That place
Yeah.
is that place
So
is
we
great,
got it.
man.
We got it there, man. We got it at so many places. If I haven't mentioned your names and all that stuff, I'm sorry about that. I do that the next time I come on the podcast. But we got it. Oh, Queenies off of 694 and 35W up that way, 35E
Okay.
up that way, and we got it at Paulie's for my East Side friends. We got it at Paulie's over there in St. Paul off Selby and Snelling. He helped me out a lot too. His name Joe Castle, great guy.
Well, dude, I'll be honest. Like when I first got that first bottle and I tried it out, and I put it literally just on a chip, and I'm like, you can taste. There's a smoky taste to it, the habanero,
Hmm.
like the whiskey part of it. It's fantastic. It by far is my favorite. It's
Oh yeah,
free,
it's
gluten free,
there we go.
free,
Yeah,
vegan friendly, no MSG. I mean, obviously it's a hot
yeah.
sauce, so 0 calories, but I mean it's fantastic. I was
Yes, it is.
pretty happy.
Like you said, it's great.
Hmm.
Eddie, what is it? Eddie Make Fire Dog Whiskey Habanero.
Yep.
You got to try it out. And
Absolutely.
I'm buying more in March and buying more in May.
You gonna get this in Lums or what?
Lun's a little too uppity for me. Okay.
We'll start.
A little too uppity for me. And then at the same time, we got it at my boy Birch's in Long Lake. What's up, Birch? Where you been lately, baby? Hey, Birch, you need to buy some more hot sauce because, hey, my kids cannot go to Breck or Blake without you buying any hot sauce, baby.
Love it. Love
Yeah,
it.
baby.
Hey, man,
But
we're
yeah,
gonna have to get some of these contacts on our YouTube page and
yeah, we'll
send
get it.
you
I give you all the,
stuff so
yeah,
people can order it.
that'll be great.
But it's I'm very happy you agreed to come on. It's different from my normal talking about real estate and all the BS that goes with some of that sometimes. So this is pretty fun. I'm very happy that you came in and thank you again.
Thank you, man. Thank you very much. Love it, baby.
Awesome. Well,
Shout out all to all the Viking fans and my Clemson Tigers fans. And yeah, all my Clemson Tigers fans, yes, we coming out with some stuff next season for the South. We only hit the Midwest right now, and we deliver.
Awesome. Well, you heard it right here. For all of you that haven't liked and subscribed, please do reach out to me, direct message if you need a model. I can get one right away, or we can get you the contact information.
That he can.
So, thank you again, Eddie.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
Love being here. Hey, don't forget about us. Eddie Mac Fire Dog Whiskey Habanero
Awesome.
coming to a location near you. And if we don't have it, the number will be on the website. And go to your local establishment and ask them, do they have it? And we'll ship it to them
There
so
you
you
go.
can get it.
Get your local establishments on board on this.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, Eddie.
Yes. Thank you, brother.
All right.
Stop calling me at 3 o'clock in the morning. What's wrong with you?
Right.